It looks like a boring fucking business. But the honest truth is that it's not. It's interesting both for the developers who want to get listed on those marketplaces and for the companies. And I want to get you a little bit of an insider look at somebody who listed products on marketplace and what the whole process is. Marketplaces are a big business, software marketplaces. In order to explain what they are, I want you to think about any type of software that you're already using. A concrete example is help desk software. Help desk software is software where people buy like this product, Zendesk and like these type of companies. And they provide ticketing systems for these people's customers. So if I'm a software product and my customers have issues, I will use something like Zendesk to enable them to file complaints or like issues with me, and then my team will take care of it.
So each time I'm like on some weird software, xyz.com, and I need to do a support ticket, they didn't really build that system. They're using some help desk system in that case.
Yes, and usually a lot of those like businesses will be big software businesses that sell the help desk as their main piece of software. So they will sell you like a website in which your customers can submit requests, and they will have a backend interface where you, as a software vendor, can manage those tickets and prioritize them and assign them to people. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So I'm just gonna show it for people like Zendesk. No, I won't, because it's showing me in Thai. But maybe you could. We can just go forward.
No, actually, I think that again, it helps. I won't focus on what helps until it's not really interesting. Just to explain the whole concept that I'm going to go into. So again, Zendesk, for example, or again, I'm not going to focus on Zendesk. Any type of help desk software.
They can sponsor us if they want, though. Like,
yes, we say Zendesk a lot. The trust is going to be filled with Zendesk. But their core competency, the main thing they do is build help centers, help desk software. That's what this company does. It builds help desk and solves help desk software. Now, what if they want to add a functionality that they don't have inside? For example, let's say that their customers now want to add a chatbot, and the company that builds the help desk software doesn't know how to build chatbots well. It's not their core competency. It's not what they do well. Usually, they will open an app marketplace or a plugin store or an extension store or an add-on directory. Essentially, a place where people can buy or click or install add-ons, extensions to the original product. So, for example, a chatbot vendor, somebody who builds chatbots, can be part of this help desk software marketplace. And the customers of the help desk software marketplace can buy or install this chatbot add-on and now have a chatbot inside the help desk, which they didn't have before. Does that make sense?
yes.
Okay, excellent. I want to talk about what the business behind this marketplace looks like. It looks like a boring fucking business. But the honest truth is that it's not. It's interesting both for the developers who want to get listed on those marketplaces and for the companies. And I want to get you a little bit of an insider look at somebody who listed products on marketplace and what the whole process is. So I'm going to show you a quick slide that I presented.
It's not just you did it, right? There's some like underground know-how that not a lot of people think about. There's some like it's really interesting up. It's not just putting it in the WordPress marketplace, right?
It's definitely not. And I have this slide here. I'm going to keep it for a few more seconds up so I can talk about all the different reasons why people would like to get listed on those marketplaces. If anybody wants to take a screenshot, this is the time. I'm going to move it now. The main reason I think that people should buy into the whole marketplace as a person who wants to develop for the marketplace, it's another marketing channel. You put your software in front of many people who already use a different software that has some sort of correlation with you, right? You have a reason to be on that marketplace. They're exposed to you in a way that's either completely free or very cheap to create.
They did all the marketing for you.
Sorry?
They did all the marketing and customer acquisition for you.
Exactly. They just come and they browse and they find your software via the marketplace. I will tell you that in highly saturated marketplaces like Shopify App Store and Salesforce App Exchange, it's difficult to get recognition. It's difficult to kind of move up the ranks and be the best software in any type of platform. But I suggest that if you are kind of an up-and-comer, you make the effort anyway, because you will get, hopefully, some traffic out of it. And if your offering is interesting enough to the customers of that platform, you will definitely get downloads and installs. So first of all, a marketing channel. That's the first reason why you should do it. The second reason why you should do it is the fact that it offers some prestige to your product. If you're listed, for example, on the AWS, Amazon Web Services marketplace, you have passed all the tests and the qualifications that you need to do in order to get listed on AWS Marketplace. You'll find that a lot of the time, this is enough to get in the door with many different companies. They are interested in your status as an AWS partner. This is a very big thing that it says a lot about you as a company. So just having that badge of honor as a company is an amazing thing to do. In addition, if you are part of a marketplace, a lot of the time, the company who builds the marketplace will offer consolidated billing. They buy the original product, the help desk software anyways, and then they purchase your service or add-on on top of it as part of the original bill. From the customer's perspective, it's much easier. There's no need to open another vendor. There's no need to do any type of billing operations. They just come and they purchase. So the likelihood of them purchasing you is higher because there's less logistics in purchasing. In addition, many of those bigger companies will offer credits for companies who migrate from competitors or just start up. And those companies will basically give you credits to use their software. And sometimes these customers can use those credits to buy your product and not the help desk software product, which is amazing. It enables a situation which is called credit runs. Credit runs are situations where at the end of the year or at the end of the period, people just rush to spend the credits from something. Why wouldn't that something be your product? Great way to make some extra.
So basically you're saying that it makes it a lot easier to sell your product because they already have credits or money in the system. They just click a button to add you. I think there's another thing here. There's another thing that I didn't see listed. If you're just a marketplace developer, that's like your whole thing. You don't need to deal with all of the heavy lifting, right? You have a very constrained, opinionated way of creating your software. It gets distributed. All the marketing is done for you. And you don't need to do any type of billing mechanisms and open this whole set of, business operations. They do all of that for you. So if you want to be a developer that focuses on developing software and not developing a whole SaaS application and everything and dealing with all that, bullshit that comes with it, they do that for you. You're just listed there.
Correct. And I will actually tell you that there are a lot of companies, some of them, most of them bootstrap, but some of them have dozens of employees that built their entire business on being on marketplaces. Lane4, Lane space FOUR, Lane4, is a Salesforce app company. They build Salesforce apps. They're also a consultancy, but they build Salesforce apps. K15T is an Atlassian marketplace. Atlassian is Jira and other tools that developers use that build applications for Jira and Confluence and other Confluence. What's the name of the wiki from Atlassian? I think Confluence. Maybe I'm wrong. Anyways, the wiki from Atlassian. In Shopify Bold, they build dozens of apps for the Shopify marketplace. They're a big company. And I think that if you just want to be a marketplace company, that's also a game you should work.
Do you know their ARR or some valuation about them?
I heard that Draw.io, I heard an argument is that Draw.io, which is a diagramming tool, they made the majority of their money out of the Atlassian marketplace, and they're an 8-figure a year company in subscription.
Wow.
So just to give you a sense. I have an acquaintance who knows a Shopify apps company, and they make from one app $30K a month. That's just the commissions from the app. And from another app, $75K a month. So that's $105K a month. That's over 1 million ARR, just from 2 niche Shopify apps. So again, big business. In addition, I want to talk about what the marketplaces get out of this whole deal. So we talked about the plugin developers. What do the marketplaces get? So first of all, you get to add features without developing. Other people build stuff for your software, right? Because you're adding additional features. In addition, it enables you to focus on what you do best. If you are a help desk software, you don't want to work with chatbots. You don't have to, because again, you are a help desk software. So you get somebody else to build the chatbot. In addition, you will find that there are a lot of co-selling opportunities as a marketplace. So if I'm a help desk software and then a chatbot vendor comes and builds an application for me, I will probably be interested in the customers of the chatbot company to sell my help desk software to, which is a great way to get more customers. It's called activating a market. So it's
basically stealing their customer base.
We don't use such words as stealing, but no, it's a mutual agreement. because the chatbot vendor gets to activate the customers of the help desk software, and the help desk software gets to activate the customers of the chatbot. It's a win-win. So if both of them win, it's a co-selling effort. We're selling it together, and you'll find that a lot of the times there will be special bundles just for companies who buy these softwares together. There will be better pricing, better features, better integration, whatever, for buying that bundle. And the last thing I want to mention is additional revenue. Some companies, some marketplaces, charge a commission every time a vendor sells their software through them. AWS does that. Shopify does that. Salesforce, I'm not sure, but I think so. And essentially, they get an additional revenue channel whenever somebody buys this extension. So somebody else developed the features, they put it inside their platform, and they're getting paid every time that person is selling the software. Amazing. So we understand a little bit more of the
one question about that, though. Like, I don't know if it's steel manning it, but if I'm a marketplace and I'm getting a commission from a sale, let's say this chatbot thing, why would I not want to build a chatbot in-house and get all of the revenue?
Excellent question. What you're referring to is platform risk. The risk of the platform actually building out your plugin. It's a big thing. It's a big worry. And a lot of people say, I'm not going to go into this business at all because, they're going to steal my revenue from under me. But I think that there's a delicate balance between a company who wants more app providers to come in, right? Like plugin providers to come in, and them kind of stealing their business. Shopify does that a lot. Shopify builds out features by their top apps. But from the moment the person built the app until Shopify eradicated it, they might have made 100K, 200K, 500K from, building that app. And if you made a business that lived for 2 years and made 500K in those 2 years, it's a good fucking business. Why not just do it?
500K is not that much, but yeah.
Well, depends where you are from the world, Nagam. I think that it's really kind of a different thing. And you being in Thailand, which is a low average income country, I think that they would appreciate 500K. It gets you very, very far. One last thing I want to do before we wrap up is I want to talk a little bit about like tips and tricks. What would I do if I were to get listed in a marketplace? First and foremost, I'll find the person on LinkedIn who owns the marketplace manager. And the reason why I want to get to that person is because they know why they build the market. And you want to understand the reason behind. What are they looking for? Are they looking to get co-selling partners? Are they looking for additional revenue? What is the main driver behind it? It will teach you a lot about what you need to do in order to be successful in the market. The second thing is I will try and figure out where I can be listed. Are there newsletters I can be listed in? Can I be listed in the features section? Is there some in-app place? Can I add a button somewhere? What are the ways in which I can get listed in every other?
So map out all of the marketing channels that are specific to the marketplace I want to penetrate.
If you've already done the work of getting into the marketplace, get listed everywhere. It's a great way to get your brand out there. And the last tip is what I learned works best. I'm a big content guy. A lot of my previous roles were around content. And I feel that doing any type of co-branded content, webinars, articles, reports, case studies, they're amazing ways to get the attention of people. And if you want to like lend them a hand so they will lend you a hand back, make content. Write, record, do everything you can with them. It really, really does drive up their, like the marketplace owner recognition inside the company. Because, hey, I brought this guy who generated a bunch of content about our software. Look at the screenshots, look at the videos, look at the podcast. Amazing.
So a question now, like someone is listening to this, they have like their own business. When should they start looking at marketplaces and why? Like, because there are some downsides, right? It's going to be an effort. You might not succeed. They might steal your idea, like we said before.
For sure. So a couple of things. First and foremost, if you're interested in getting into a marketplace, get in touch. YouTube, Twitter, email, whatever. Just send us a message. I will personally go on a call with you and share with you what I would do with marketplace. So this is first and foremost. Second of all, I'd say that if you're just starting out, first thing you do, right, and you have a play where a plugin for a marketplace makes sense, run with it. It will just be super beneficial for you at the end. If, and that's again a big if, you can see the immediate value. If say I'm filling up a gap and I can be the top plugin for Figma that does whatever, right, then I would go ahead and do it. It's a great marketing channel. If you're already an established company and looking for additional marketing channels, I would kind of do a spray and pray type situation. If you have the resources and already have marketing channels, I would find 3 or 4 marketplaces that are relevant, invest time in putting some time and effort into that, and seeing which of them rank. And identifying those marketplaces might not be as easy as you think. There are some low-hanging fruits of the capabilities, the features that your application has that can probably, with minor tweaking, be utilized for those marketplaces. So you need to think creatively, but if you can create value in a marketplace that is thirsty for this type of functionality, I think you can very easily become a big player. That's my goal.
And when should you not go into marketplaces if you don't have the resources? And
so I'm against trying to sell services via marketplaces. It's frowned upon. And like, if you have a productized service of some sort, I would not put effort into it. Also, if you're just using it as a promotional channel and don't intend to actually build out stuff, you will just spend a lot of time filling out forms and then you will not get value out of it. And also, if your integration requires any type of deep authorization, I'm not talking about SSO or stuff like that, which is not deep anymore. It's commodity. But stuff that are really complicated, KYC, exactly, financial stuff, it's just a lot of work. So I would be wary of going into places where it requires that depth of work.
Okay.
It's not worth your time.
Cool. Going into marketplaces.
For sure.